So hello, um, I'm making this video because I kind of thought about making this video, but then I didn't. I just because a lot of stuff's going on right now, and I'm looking at getting an apartment and moving out and all this stuff, so I just didn't get around to it. But Obama's pastor apparently made a bunch of comments about America, and apparently it generated a bunch of controversy on TV. And so someone on my channel wanted me to make a video about it, so I'm making this video. I don't really have much to say about Obama's pastor, because frankly, anything that, well, first of all, he's a pastor, and like pastors, if I were to collect a sample of the outrageous statements pastors have made, I'm pretty sure these are pretty mild. I mean, I've heard evangelical Christians making speeches about, wanting to go kill dictators and stuff like that, or killing. I'm sorry, wanting to kill democratically elected people in other countries and calling them dictators. So I don't really have too much a comment about that. But as far as his statements go, like, duh, like I completely agree with everything he said. In fact, like that's pretty minor compared to what I've said on this channel. It's a good thing Obama doesn't know me. but but I think Reverend Wright wanted to. He said that America was racist and America is founded on racism, and he said something like America, or something like that. For the KKK, something like that. Well, I don't have an opinion. That's great. Yeah, okay, fine. America is a white supremacist, capitalist, patriarchal country. I mean, I'm all for ending the capitalist state, and I want nothing more. I would love for nothing more than for the Iraq veterans against the war to start an army to get rid of George W. Bush and officially give all the land back to the Native Americans. So, so anyway, it's a good thing Obama's pastor doesn't know me, I guess. But and then seeing Amy Goodman's interview just now with Obama, I'm not voting for the man anyway. But seeing like, it was interesting seeing him smile, and then getting like this like really like I'm pissed kind of look. That was interesting. But yeah, I know. I've been having a lot of conversations lately with people about politics in my very conservative town, and it's very interesting. Like the vast majority of people are clueless, but there's a growing number of people who, like me, are just going, "This is bullshit." It's great that I can find like growing numbers of people like this. I really do think like the revolution's coming. Okay, it's coming. It's a ways away, but it's still coming. But still, I find all these people who are finally going, you know what? I went to all the Iraq War protests, and the fucking war is still happening. This can't be the answer. Like in protests, you actually have to call ahead of time to, like, you're helping the state. You're working with the state that you're supposed to be fighting against. So like this can't be the answer. So people are starting to think a bit. That's good. But as far as these comments go, I mean, like anybody who's taken the time to study American history, the realities of American history. I mean, I don't find any of these comments offensive at all. And I just watched a Frontline. Avi Lewis is part of a show on Al Jazeera that talked about this guy's comments for a little bit. And yeah, I mean, well, as far as the black community goes, the black community has been historically disadvantaged throughout all of American history. Black people have been in this country literally just as long as white people have, and yet, have, I mean, nowhere near the same level of opportunity or achievements. Um, so, um, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say. I mean, like, like, I mean, like I said, it's a good thing Obama doesn't know me, because if he had to distance himself from me, I would say a whole range of things about Obama. If Mr. Reverend Wright said, if Obama had to give a press conference and then distance himself from me, I would have a whole litany of things to say about Barack Obama. Anyway, and I'm not voting for Barack Obama. Like this whole like let's vote for a black man thing. America's a really fucked up place. Like I don't get this whole let's focus on race thing all the time. Like even in this town, like this small town I live in, it's very racist, but it just seems very ridiculous to me. I lived in Toronto, and in Toronto there was, I mean, there's racism in Toronto too, but in my neighborhood, there was, I'm African American. I had a roommate who was French, white French person. I had a roommate who was a white British person. I had a roommate who was half Korean and half Irish. I had a roommate who was like half Indian, half Iranian. My neighbors were South African. My other neighbors were, well, most of my neighbors were Portuguese. I had Chinese neighbors, Japanese neighbors, and a Jamaican family down the street. And like those are like real differences. Like, you know, those are people from very, very different cultures, different languages, different all kinds of things. Living in this town and living in America in general, everyone's pretty homogenized. Like everyone's, you know, they speak English and usually English only, and usually not even proper, you know, well educated English either. And everyone listens to the same sort of music, the same sort of culture. Everyone's very, you know, I guess narrow minded is the word I would use. You know, they all know their little bit about American culture, and yet there's all this racial tension everywhere. And I really think that the reason for all that is competition. It's because we live in a cutthroat capitalist society that's all about making money and creating division between people. And so the people at the head of that society are rich white men still. And those rich white men own the news media, which is why they keep playing these comments over and over again. But like I said, you know, I'm pretty sure John McCain might have a pastor or something he goes to, and I'm pretty sure his pastor probably says way more out there kind of stuff. Um, but you know, if your pastor says something like we had the right to invade Baghdad and completely take over the country, even though they posed no threat to us, that's not an outlandish statement. That's an okay statement to make in our society, which shows you right there how far our country is moving to the right, and it continues to keep moving in this direction. So until more people, I think, maybe come out and say, you know what, I agree with this guy, and cut in some slack, then you know the dialogue our country takes consistently keeps moving to the right. Um, but who cares? Because I don't listen to I don't listen to the media anyway. You know, that's why I get all my news from YouTube. So whatever, and Democracy Now. So whatever. But I do feel that it's important, though, in addition to these comments, that, you know, I've made it my goal in life to do whatever it takes to move America to the left. Wait, hold on. Where's left? Is this left? Here we go. To the left. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out various things I'm going to do, but that's kind of the ongoing goal I'm keeping right here, is that this country has got to move to the left and has got to educate itself and prepare itself for what's coming ahead, because people are really clueless. I mean, clueless. Gas prices keep going up. Price of food's going up. People are becoming homeless. Food pantries are running out of food, and people are still living this very, very only think about me and my narrow little existence kind of thing. And that's gonna come crashing down. And when it comes crashing down, I mean, it's gonna be very ugly for all of us. But it's gonna be very ugly because we're so focused on only thinking about ourselves and our immediate family instead of working together as communities. So that's that. That's all I really can say about that. Oh, and after this, I'm gonna work on this ELF interview that I've been meaning to work on for the last couple weeks. So get ready for that.